Tim Hughes, that's Brutal Bob Evans, and you're listening to That Wrestling Podcast.
To That Wrestling Podcast. It's Money, it's Mike Britt, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
I'm ready, brother. I am amped, excited, and ready to jump on in it, baby.
Man, we got a lot to get into today. We got a lot of news to touch on, but most importantly, we've got some breaking news that we want to share with the audience. I know we've been teasing this for a couple of weeks, and we're not going to make you wait till the end of the show. We're going to break this right now. Mike, why don't you tell the people what they can expect on Monday?
Yep. Here at the Wrestling Podcast, we're super excited. We've been teasing y'all that we have big news, that we have gigantic news, but I'm here to tell you we have humongous news because we just got through doing a delightful interview with Mr. Jeff Van Camp, and he is the original Lord Humongous, the monster itself, the Southeastern NWA heavyweight champion. This man has been in the ring with Ric Flair and Jake the Snake and all kind of legends, and he was so gracious to grace us with an exclusive interview. So, like you said, Dave, going to be breaking that Monday, and we are super excited here at the Wrestling Podcast.
Absolutely. Cannot wait till Monday to release this interview. And we've already got it in the can, folks. That's why we're letting you know now. We don't want to unveil anything before it's set in stone. So this interview is coming to you guys Monday, and he touches on all kinds of cool stuff in this interview. Just let me tell you that if you guys like stories from the road, if you guys like unique perspective in an interview, really don't miss this one. You really want to check it out. That's all I'm going to say. I want to leave it at that. And Mike, you ready to hop into today's news, brother?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Talk a little wrestling.
Got a lot to hop into today, too, brother. I want to talk a little Stomping Grounds with you. Like I said, we're going to break that humongous news that we just broke. I want to talk about why isn't Andy Kaufman in the WWE Hall of Fame. I've been dying to touch on this random topic with you, brother. Speaking of random, segment number 2, going to play a little bit of random wrestling knowledge with Clyde and Jerry Negron. Segment number 3, we're going to have a special guest, Mr. Tony Sisko, all the way from New Jersey. You're going to talk a little bit of Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston teaming up, a little bit about AEW unveiling the Women's Championship, some wrestling conspiracies. We should cue the X-Files music right there, brother. And also we touched on Shane McMahon controversy in that final segment. It's going to be a heck of a segment there, brother. But before we do all that, man, we're going to top into segment number 1 with Mr. Mike Britt. And are you looking forward to Stomping Grounds, Mike?
Man, I'm really looking forward to Stomping Grounds, man. Any opportunity to watch wrestling on TV, I'm excited about. But I am looking forward to this one, man. I hope it ends up being a good pay-per-view.
I think it is going to be a good pay-per-view, brother. And really, the show's kind of crept up on us, and WWE kind of has a way about doing that. You know, it's like, I won't be excited about what's going on or what's coming up. And then when it's getting close to it, I'm like, okay, you know, this has got a little bit of steam to it, brother. Like, this event's looking pretty good here. I'm not really a fan of Seth Rollins or Baron Corbin, but they're going at it for the Universal Championship with a special referee to be announced. I mean, who could it be? What if it's Brock Lesnar? You know, I'm loving this angle, brother. What do you think about all this?
Right when you were saying that, I was thinking the same thing. Watching it be Brock, I think that'd really be good if he was a special referee. It was one-sided the whole time, and let's just say Baron wins, and then he cashes in and beats Baron. So who knows, man? It could be really interesting, man. Baron, he's not one of my favorite wrestlers, and Seth's not either, though I respect Seth a lot. But I tell you, man, Baron is a big guy, big, powerful guy, man. So, yeah, I'm curious to see this match, and with the angle of the referee, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think so too, brother. It kind of gives them because I don't necessarily think that Baron Corbin as Universal Champion adds anything to the ratings, but it does give them a chance to crown Baron Corbin Universal Champ just briefly for a moment before being taken to Suplex City, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just one more thing he could add to his repertoire. You know, it takes 10 minutes to introduce the guy, so even if he's champion for 5 seconds, you know, we have that in his repertoire, I guess.
If he's champion for 5 seconds, they will take 5 minutes promoting it every time they introduce him. Absolutely, brother.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then we're going to have a Raw Women's Championship match. It's going to be, oh my God, Becky versus Lacey Evans, brother. And what do you think about Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans?
Well, I'm going to tell you, man, I love Becky. she's great, and she's been the hottest thing going in professional wrestling for quite some time now. But I'm really a big Lacey Evans fan, man. I like Lacey Evans. I love that character. I love that Southern Belle. I just like that character, that heel character she is, and how she keeps that composure and that character all the time. And the girl is really tough. Was she a Marine, Dave? Is that what she was in the Marines? So I know she was in some kind of service.
She was, yeah, she was. She is really in real life a badass, brother. But and I know you and I, we always agree on everything, Mike. And not that I dislike Lacey Evans for any reason personally, but let's see what Mr. Producer Man says here. No, Lacey Evans, no, brother. Becky Lynch. We want to see Becky Lynch win this match, Mike.
Becky all the way. I don't see Lacey. Let me just say, I don't see Lacey winning, but I do think if she sticks around, she's going to be a huge star. I will say that because I think she is very talented.
I think so too, brother. I totally agree with you there, man. Yeah, WWE has something here with Lacey, brother. I'm still loving Becky, brother.
Becky fever, baby. I hear you.
I do. I got the Becky fever. And speaking of like another angle we was talking about that kind of just creeps up on you, man. This steel cage match between Kofi and Dolph, man. I'm looking forward to it, brother. Two phenomenal, tacticians in the ring, brother.
Absolutely. We touched on this a little bit in the past, man. I think these guys, pound for pound, match up really good. I think their styles match up pretty good, though Dolph is more of a mat wrestler, but he can go high flying also. So I'm interested in seeing this, and like the Super Showdown, you were wondering where was it going with the outcome of New Day interfering and causing Kofi the match, should I say. And, it was all leading up to this cage match. I'm a sucker for gimmick matches, man. I think it's the 80s baby in me coming out, but I love the cage matches. I love all them special stipulations. So I'm excited about this, man. Anytime to see two guys in the cage, it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too, brother. And I remember a couple weeks ago we was talking about it. I was stumbling over my words trying to read you like a series of events that happened from the match. Yeah, it didn't go too well. I think someone actually cued the Jeopardy music on me on that episode, brother. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that match. And I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to even a little more than that one is like the official return of Alexa Bliss in the spotlight when she takes on Bayley for the other women, or the SmackDown Women's Championship, rather. What do you think about that angle? Are you happy to see Alexa back out there?
Oh, absolutely, man. I've been a fan of Alexa ever since I saw her. It's hard not to be. She's just she plays a great heel, and her ring presence, her character, and she's excellent in the ring, and cute as a button, let me add too. So she's always nice to see on television. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. Anytime I can see Alexa in the ring, it's a good thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to see Alexa back out there. And I'll say this, Bayley catches some flack, from a certain segment of fans. She does. But really, I mean, when you really look at the way she goes in the ring, for like, if you take her total skill set and you put it all in one package, she might have the best combined skill set of any wrestler on the roster. And I'm talking Charlotte too,
Yeah, I agree with you. And I've been sleeping on Bayley for quite a while. I've never really been a huge fan of hers, but it's kind of funny because my little niece has just recently started watching wrestling, and the first thing she gravitated to was Bayley. I love Bayley. So she's just got that connection with that audience. That's kind of her genre. Not that you can't appreciate her skills and everything, but that's a nice notch, man, where little girls like you and admire you. So I really like that about her. But just my little niece being a fan of her, it's got me watching her matches more intensely. And she really is. She's a good talent, man. There's a reason she's a champion, most definitely.
Absolutely, brother. I think that kind of gets overlooked or lost in the shuffle, especially on the internet nowadays. You know how people can be so mean, brother. Let's show Bayley a little love. Why not? Let's give her a hug,
That's right.
After that, we got the United States Championship match. I don't know what the order of these daggone matches are, but we're just reviewing them, brother. The United States Championship match, Samoa Joe versus Ricochet. And I can't lie, I'm hoping the Ricochet goes over in this one, baby. Paducah, Kentucky's own. What do you think about this match?
Oh, yeah, man. I love Samoa Joe. I love his intensity. I used to love his matches with Kurt Angle and TNA. But, yeah, I'd like to see Ricochet win because that's that next level. If you don't, you're going to drop the ball with him. I think it could be a great match, and I'd love to see Ricochet come out on top, man, and give him that run with I can't say enough about the United States belt, man. There's so much history behind that belt, and I think Ricochet's just the man to carry it, man.
Absolutely, dude. And like you said, next level, brother. This guy just does some stuff that just really almost looks like it's been edited with CGI. Like, I keep looking for the damn green screen somewhere, brother. I don't know what's going on. Like, how is this man doing these death-defying moves out there?
You couldn't have said it any better, man. It's like watching Spider-Man. I mean, even his entrance to the ring is just, it's incredible, man. That guy. Which, of course, I was a fan of him when he was the Puma in Lucha Underground, and yeah, man, he's amazing. He's always fun to watch.
Absolutely, Prince Puma was a perfect name for him, man. Just like a comic book character or something, brother. And we're gonna have a cruiserweight match here. Also the cruiserweight championship is on the line. Tony Nese, the champion, is gonna be in a three-way match versus Drew Gulak and Akira Tozawa. And does that do anything for you at all, brother? Are you looking forward to seeing the man with I think he has 19 or 26 ab muscles? Tony Nese. Are you looking forward to seeing him out there, brother?
Yeah, I like Tony Nese. He's pretty good. I think this could be a pretty good match. Yeah, I think it'd be a good card filler.
I think it will too, brother. I would like to see Buddy Murphy in the match, but that's neither here nor there. I don't even know what they're doing with Buddy right now. But we will be seeing Daniel Bryan, brother. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships are on the line as Daniel Bryan and Rowan take on. This is two guys that we both are huge fans of. Heavy Machinery, brother. What do you think about that match?
Oh man, I love them, man. I really love them. They're funny, but I love their finisher move, man. I haven't seen a finisher like that in a while. I remember when tag team wrestling was just huge, man. From the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, it was hotter than the heavyweight division for a long time. The characters, of course, my favorite, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, Demolition. I can go on and on. The Killer Bees, so many great tag teams. So I'm a big fan of the tag teams division. I think for so long, man, it's something they put a lot of emphasis on for a while, and then it just becomes a mid card kind of thing. So I think this is one of those tag teams that could really break out. They kind of remind me a little bit of Nunzio and Cass.
Yeah.
They kind of got that. They're getting that kind of momentum.
That it factor, absolutely.
That it factor, yes. I like them, man. I'm enjoying it.
Well, I will say this: for as much flack as WWE's creative gets, because like we was joking on him a while back. He was like, he had Vince McMahon back there, and he's like, I want to change the Viking Raiders name again, like it keep changing everybody's name. Let's just take two NFL teams, throw them together. The Vikings and the Raiders, bam, you got a tag team. Well, it looks like here, though, they said, let's take Chris Farley and the Bushwhackers and throw them together, and you got a tag team. And this time it worked out, baby. So whoever's back there backstage creative, I know I give you a lot of flack, but I'm loving the way you threw this one together. Man, big Otis Dozovich, I can't say enough about the guy, brother. I really want to see him in some kind of championship picture at some point, winning the belts, but I just don't see any way that they go over right here against Daniel Bryan and Rowan,
No, that's the bad thing about it. I don't think they are. Maybe it'll be creative writing, and they keep them in the picture, man. But the Chris Farley, that was a good comparison. Maybe that's why I like him so much, because I'm a big fan of Chris Farley. But the guy's a monster. He's not real tall, but man, he's like a walking refrigerator, man. And he's just very funny, very charismatic. So. Yeah, I look forward to seeing a lot of good things with those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And let me get your thoughts just real quick, Mike, because there's a couple things I want to hop into, real quick with you. What do you think about, just quickly, the Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre match?
Well, I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that invested. I hate to say, I'm just not that invested into the match. I don't know. I don't know if they should use it to get Drew more over, but if they're smart, they'll probably use it to continue the storyline with Shane, and keep that in the mix. I'm sure he may have some influence in the outcome, and that's kind of a good story. I like the way that the revival is with Shane. I like that little click, because they kind of remind me of Arn and Tully a little bit. So I kind of like this click thing he's doing, Shane McMahon. So maybe they'll do that to keep the story alive. I don't know, man. It's about time that Drew gets that push he needs, man. And I do like Roman, but I think it's just about that time Drew gets that push, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think Drew needs a push, and I think that also, I like the little faction that Shane's putting together. And what's weird is, honestly, just a few months ago, and I'm sure, maybe you thought the same thing, maybe you didn't, but I thought, a Roman and Drew McIntyre feud might be what we were seeing for the Universal Championship on Raw, and now it's kind of like a secondary feud on SmackDown. I guess that kind of just what rubs me the wrong way about it. I thought they was going to kind of push Drew and, give him the belt for a while.
Yeah, and I wish they would, man. Maybe freshen it up a little bit.
And then one last match of the night, we got Big E and Xavier Woods taking on KO and Sami Zayn. And before I get your thoughts on that, let me just say I'm happy to see Big E back out there, brother. It's good to see really Big E, KO, and Sami Zayn back out there, who, all the three of them have been injured for the better part of the last 12 months. And, it's glad to see some of the guys who generate the ratings and stuff back on television for WWE. And I'm sure they're happy to see them back out there, too.
Oh, yeah, man. Both these, the New Day is incredible. They've had a very good run. and also I'm glad to see Kevin and Sammy. Man, they're just pure gold. They work together so well, and yeah, they're pure gold, man. So I think this could possibly be one of the most entertaining matches of the night.
Yeah, I think so, brother. And speaking of pure gold, I want to take it back with you real quick. Let's go back all the way back to the 1980s when, there was this thing called wrestling, and they used to keep up with this thing called kayfabe. And there was this gentleman by the name of Andy Kaufman. And, there's a lot of speculation on the internet, like why he isn't in the WWE Hall of Fame. And, personally, I don't know why he isn't. It might be because he's, wasn't really affiliated with the WWE. But it really is, some interesting arguments out there about it because of, the status of his celebrity. And when you look up and down the list of celebrities they do have in the WWE Hall of Fame, you're like, okay, well, Andy Kaufman belongs on this list. And there's a lot of rumors and conspiracies out there about that. Some people actually think that the reason he isn't in there is because he's still alive, and they're waiting at some point to, unveil him being alive and induct him into the Hall of Fame, brother. What do you think about Andy Kaufman, and does he belong in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Well, I think he most definitely does. I feel there's a list of names, I hate to say this, that I feel like shouldn't have been let in or brought in before him, because when that happened, man, talking about kayfabe, and we touched a little bit about this today, man. You were talking. You didn't see stuff like that, man, and so when Jerry Lawler, when he attacked Andy Kaufman like he did, man, people thought it was for real. I mean, people didn't know. People thought this barbaric, out of control wrestler just attacked this celebrity, So I think one of the things that made WrestleMania 1 such a big ordeal was that Vince was smart enough to bring in like Cyndi Lauper and some of these Liberace, and he was able to cross that form of entertainment with professional wrestling, which in my opinion made it so successful because it was the boom of MTV, and he used the success of Cyndi Lauper and Mr. T and Liberace and things like that. But before that, it was Andy Kaufman. And I definitely think that he deserves a spot inside the Hall of Fame. I most definitely do. And Jerry King Lawler, he'll go out there and say, if it wasn't for Andy Kaufman, man, that really propelled him to who he was. That he probably wouldn't be who he was if it wasn't for Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, I agree, brother. I think that Vince, he may have taken that from the Kaufman angle or whatever, but he did a great job of just playing up. Let's have these celebrities. Let's make this show larger than life. What's going on here, brother? And I truly agree about that. But what I really want to know from you, Mike Britt, here's my pressing question, and I'm going to cue something. Is Andy Kaufman still alive, brother?
Is he still alive?
Is Andy Kaufman still alive? Is that why they're waiting to put him into the Hall of Fame? That's what some conspiracy, get your tinfoil hat out for just a moment. What do you think, brother?
There could be, but man, why wait till these guys pass to honor them? Do it now, man. Take it. Do it now while he's alive, when he can appreciate it, and that very, very well might be the case. Maybe we are waiting on that, or maybe that's why he hasn't been.
Kaufman faked his death. Yeah, wouldn't that just be crazy, brother?
To get into the WWE Hall of Fame.
That's right, brother. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us on this segment and breaking that news, brother. I truly appreciate it. We ran a little long. Today's show is probably going to be 60 minutes, and I apologize for that, everybody. If you ain't got time to listen to it, we understand, but please hear us out. Just listen to what we got to say. But do you have any closing thoughts before we hop off for this segment, Mike?
Yeah, we got a brand new page on Facebook. It's a sister to the podcast. It's called That Wrestling Group on Facebook, and there's a lot of exciting things going on there. It's growing very fast, and we're very excited about it. So I just want to encourage y'all, everybody sounding my voice, go and get on That Wrestling Group. It's a great thing. We talk all things wrestling, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, just a lot of, really cordial fans just having some really good conversation about wrestling. There's no hate or nothing like that on there. If you guys just want to talk about wrestling in a nice, peaceful environment, check us out on That Wrestling Group. Yeah, give it a try. It might be what you're looking for out there. And Mike, thanks so much for joining us in this segment. We're going to hop out, pay a few bills. We will be right back to play a little bit of random wrestling knowledge with Mr. Negron and Clyde right after this. Look, I tried to cue the X-Files music on the way out, Mike. Look at me. We'll be right back, folks. Coming Tuesdays to That Wrestling Podcast Network, a family that will push you over the edge.
Damn it, Jezebel, where's my dinner?
The good times.
God bless you, Larry Flint.
The madness.
Damn it, Jezebel, I said 2 cans of Grizzly Mint.
The personal moments.
Damn it, could I get some privacy?
Johnny Wildfire and Jezebel Wildfire are the Wildfires.
Somebody call the damn police.
Hello, I'm Richard, but you can call me Dick. And I'm gonna talk about something today that not a lot of men really like to talk about. But sometimes after a long day in the saddle, I get a little itching in my nether region. And that's why I got with my friend Peter here and created a wonderful product. You tell him about it, Peter.
Well, my name's Peter. I'll tell you, you got an itch and you giddy up. There ain't nothing better for that itch than Texas ball cream.
That's right, it's Texas Ball Cream. You can pick us up at all your local retailers. Just ask the pharmacist for Texas Ball Cream. Welcome back. Segment number 2. Man, what a segment we have. We're going to play a little bit of our favorite segment. And Clyde, are you excited about this, brother?
That's right, baby. I'm ready to go. That's right.
We've got a special guest all the way from the Northeast. What is up, Mr. Jerry Negron, brother?
What's going on, money? How's everything?
Not much, man. Not much at all. I've been looking forward to having this segment with you all day, brother.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm going to beat Clyde again.
By God, Jerry Negron. I'm coming for you, brother. I'm coming for you.
I hope you're ready today, baby.
That's right. I know you got Clyde up there with you, brother.
I know, he's sitting right next to me.
You guys are ready to duel it out here in this one, I can tell. Audience, we call this segment, I don't know if you've heard of it before or not, but we like to call this one Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Feel free to play along at home. Every single day we ask Clyde. In this case, it's going to be Clyde and Jerry Negron. 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Which one of you gentlemen want to go first?
Let's let Mr.
I'll give it to
Negron
Clyde.
go. Oh, okay.
Huh?
He's saying me. Man.
Oh, what do you think?
I want Clyde to go first.
You're going to let Clyde go first. Let's see. I want to ask the audience what they think. I want to ask, like, we've got an in-studio audience here today. Let's ask them what they think.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, baby.
Clyde, you're not the in-studio audience, dude.
Who's the audience?
Huh?
Hey, Jerry, I was going to let you go first, but I tell you what, I'll go first for you, brother. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
All right, brother. Sounds good.
All right. Here we go, guys. Here we go. So we're going to start out question number 1. Clyde, you going to go first, brother?
Yeah, man, let's do this. Let's get it in, brother.
Here we go. Question number 1, guys. How many times has AJ Styles won the WWE Championship, Clyde? How many?
Let's see. AJ Styles is a 3-time WWE champion. Final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 3 times. No. And
I can answer that.
Do you guys want to play like where you can steal the question? Now, if you steal this one, Jerry, that means the next question goes to Clyde. Do you want to try to steal it?
I'm going to steal it.
Okay, what's the answer, Jerry? How many times has AJ Styles won the WWE Championship?
Twice.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2 times. Well done, Jerry, bro. There we go.
Style and profile.
All right, so now we're gonna take your question and give it to Clyde, but you're ahead 1-0. But here we go. This would have been your question, Jerry. Here we go. How many times has AJ Styles won the United States Championship, brother? How many times?
United States Championship. I'm gonna say 1 time. That's my final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 1 time. Final answer.
Can I steal this one?
Do you want to steal it, Jerry?
Okay, it's 2 times.
2 times.
Oh!
Not even fair. It's your favorite wrestler.
Oh man, well done, Jerry, brother. Is that his favorite wrestler?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
I'm making excuses.
You got to recount. All right, so now your question is going to Clyde again, brother. But here we go. Here's what your
All
question
right.
would have been. How many times has Dolph Ziggler, Clyde? How many times has Dolph Ziggler? You should have seen his eyes light up, dude. How many times has Dolph Ziggler won the Intercontinental Championship?
Oh Lord, I'm gonna say he's a 6-time Intercontinental Champion. Final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 6 times.
That's right.
It's 1-2 right now. 1-2 is the count here. And I guess, well, this is kind of for all the marbles right here, Negron, brother. You get this one right, I think it's over, brother. And here we go.
Do it.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Who is the first women's Triple Crown Grand Slam winner in WWE history? Who is the first women's Triple Crown and Grand Slam winner in WWE history?
All right. Now I have a question on top of this question. Are we talking about current, like NXT, Raw, SmackDown?
Okay, the question is, who is the first women's Triple Crown and Grand Slam winner in WWE history? Who was the first one to do it?
I'm gonna say Bailey.
Mr. Producer Man. And I apologize here, brother. I was going to run some Jeopardy music because I feel like you were stalling a little bit, Negron.
I had to think for a minute.
He says, Bailey, Mr. Producer Man, show me Bailey. What's going on? All right, well.
We got the Russians, man. They're messing with the internet.
The producer doesn't want to give it to me, that's why.
It could be Clyde's behind us. I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
My God, Clyde.
My God, brother.
Yeah, but you did get it right, brother. I was trying to play the music. I don't know what's going on here. It says YouTube is not responding.
3 for 3.
Good job, brother.
I think Daniel Alexander's got something to do with this feed, brother.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we are having technical difficulties. It's odd. We don't usually have those. But yeah, well done today, Negron, brother. Congratulations on winning the Random Wrestling Knowledge segment here. And I had a tiebreaker question for you guys I was going to ask. Do you guys want to go ahead and take a stab at it?
Yeah. Let's
do
do it.
it. I'm ready.
Okay, this is just for the fun of it. It's just for bonus points. This is for you, Jerry. This is for brownie points. For you, Clyde, this is just to get you out of the doghouse, brother. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, in November of 2017, AJ Styles won the WWE Championship. How many days did he hold the championship, once he won in November? Go ahead, Clyde.
372 days. That's my final answer.
Jerry?
Oh.
Don't be Googling.
I know Google because I'm on my phone. I can't Google me on the phone at the same time. Let's see. I'm going to say 371.
Wow, you guys are amazing. It's 371 days. I am not joking. You got it on the head, but you was only 1 day off, dude.
Come on, bro.
I had to go one off.
Clyde was 1 day off,
One day off.
and you hit it on the head, dude. Wow.
I swear on everything. My daughter's right here. I'm not even on my phone. I promise you.
That is insane, brother. Well done, Negron. And I guess we're going to go ahead and hop out here in a second. But before we do, Jerry, do you have any closing thoughts for today?
Closing thoughts of the day. Family's always first. Wrestling is always second. And friends are third.
Oh, man. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to hang up. We're supposed to be first. No, we're just joking. Absolutely. Well said, Jerry, and I agree 100%. Clyde, you got any closing thoughts for the Random Wrestling Knowledge segment, brother?
Congratulations, Jerry, man. I never had a doubt. And when I knew I was up against you, I had to lace my boots a little tighter, brother.
All right. Well done to both of you gentlemen.
You did a good job, Clyde. Don't worry. When you step in the ring with me, it's always a W for me.
Oh, okay. That's enough kissing and hugging. That's what I want to see. I want some heat, brother. Okay, so maybe soon, Negron. Last week, Daniel beat Clyde, and you just beat Clyde. So, what do you think about going toe-to-toe with Daniel Alexander here pretty soon?
I'm ready for Daniel Alexander. You let him know that the Negron is ready for him.
Okay, well, we'll let him know. I'm sure he'll be tuning in, brother. So he will definitely get the he'll definitely hear the challenge.
Hey, I'm his hype man, right? I am his hype man. You coming to the Vancouver Encyclopedia, brother? He's gonna get you.
Hey, you tell him that the Negron is ready to take on
by God,
Daniel Alexander.
Well,
you tell him that.
You definitely threw the gauntlet down today, brother. You got every question correct, and not only did you get it correct, but one of the questions was a time-sensitive question. It could have been any number of days. You hit it right on the head, 371 days. I don't want no part of you, brother. And we're going to hop out on that note. Congratulations to you, Jerry, brother, and we will be right back after this.
All right, have a good one. like you guys, like I said, every time we talk, I enjoy this. It's something I look forward to every time we do this.
On that note, we're hopping out. Introducing the one and only Lock in a Sock. Don't be caught without Lock in a Sock when you need it. Lock in a Sock is fun for the whole family. Even Grandma loves Lock in a Sock. Don't be fooled by these cheap imitations. There is only one Lock in a Sock. For only 3 easy payments of $199.99, you can have your very own Lock in a Sock. But wait, there's more. Call in the next 10 minutes and receive free shipping. That's right, free shipping and processing. Just call 1-800-976-LOCK. Operators are standing by. Lock in a Sock. The following is a paid advertisement for Squirrel Treatment Centers of America. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any products in this ad. Do you suffer from ACE, also known as atypical constant ejaculation? Well, you are not alone. And now, thanks to the Squirrel Treatment Center of America's patented new Semenese technology, you can get your problem taken care of. It's a series of 3 invasive laser-guided injections that'll have you up and running in no time. That's the Squirrel Treatment Centers of America. Not only am I a spokesman, but I'm a client. Welcome back. Segment number 3. Man, what a show we've had today. And now we're back to wrap it up with a very special guest, Mr. Tony Cisco. How you doing today, brother?
I am doing wonderful.
Tony, where you joining us from? From New Jersey, is that correct?
That would be correct. From Freehold, New Jersey.
We got Clyde back here licking his wounds after losing the random wrestling knowledge segment to Negron, brother. And how's that feel, brother?
You know, I'm okay with it, man. He's just like all our other, our team here at that wrestling podcast, man. They're all superstars and they're all right.
Oh, everybody was. I had a little technical difficulties queuing up the correct music there on the last couple of questions, brother. But man, what a segment it was! I can't believe Negron went 3 for 3 on that segment. Also knocked out the bonus question on that one, brother. What a round that was!
Yeah, I still believe he was Googling. We're gonna have to settle it in the street, I guess.
Oh, okay, guys. Speaking of settling it, I was hoping you guys would hop into a few topics with me here to wrap the show up. Evidently, Shane McMahon's push is frustrating a few WWE stars backstage, and I don't know if you guys have seen the news or not, but I was dying to touch on this with you, and I had a couple of quotes I was wanting to read to you, and if you guys could just bear with me for a second here, Tony, I want to get your thoughts on these quotes here. Just a moment. Here we go. This is a quote from Fightful Select. Here it is. Shane's massive push as one of the most featured acts on Raw and SmackDown is infuriating its stars. We've not heard of Shane being criticized personally, but that the decision is heavily features Shane McMahon in the middle of the wild card scenario that already limits screen time for others is infuriating. So, Tony, what do you think about that? Like, do you think that Shane is kind of still in the spotlight from other stars right now?
Yes, I do. I think a lot more guys that are more deserving because, these guys work in and out, and to me, it kind of reminds me, like he's like I don't want to say like a part-timer, but, it's unjust to some of the other guys that put their bodies on the line more than what he's done.
And Clyde, what do you think? Oh, go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry, brother. You got a few more thoughts? Please share them with us.
He's an older guy. You know what I mean? It's time for a change. I think a lot of people are too used to the older guys, and but WWE they need this change. You got to let the young guys come up. It's a changing of the guard.
I kind of agree with that, brother, but me and Clyde was talking about something earlier today, and I know this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but we was like, what would the ultimate way be? Me and Clyde, we get together, we come up with the craziest theories. What would the ultimate way be right now for the WWE to generate the most heat as possible? And Clyde came up with this theory, and why don't you go ahead and share that with us, brother?
Well, I feel bad about it. I feel like my Kofi Kingston army's always out there, brother, but I feel like they could be using Shane to be the ultimate heel. He's going to come after Kofi, and I'd hate to say it, man, I could almost see him taking the title off of him. You imagine the heat that's going to generate.
I think it would generate a good storyline. I can kind of see where everybody's coming from here. I think that would generate a good storyline. And I know that's not necessarily what you want to see, Clyde. I know it's just kind of a theory that you came up with, brother. I thought it was kind of interesting, though, because, what better way to kind of garner some attention than to throw the title on Shane and kind of have him start acting like Vince? And, what would you think to kind of see, like, Tony, if you saw Shane kind of start to take on, like, a Vince role from the, like, mid to late 90s?
I would say, how can I put it? I think I'm still just trying to take in Shane McMahon, being champion. And it's hard for me to put in words. I just find it mind-boggling.
Yes, it is mind-boggling, brother. It definitely is, because, like seeing Shane as the champ, really, like, I've always just kind of seen him as, like the guy who steps in and occasionally does something crazy or breathtaking or some kind of just crazy spot, but not necessarily as a face of the company, per se,
Well, what kind of storyline would that lead up to with Shane being champion? I mean, who would take him on? Would it be Roman? Is that the setup right now? To have a feud line between these two guys?
With the WWE, who knows what they're doing, but that is probably the kind of direction they would go, I guess, considering that's who he's kind of feuding with at the moment. And speaking of kind of not knowing what's going on, let's transition to something that we all kind of know what's going on as of today. Did y'all see that AEW released the news today that courtesy of Brandy Rhodes, that they're going to unveil their women's championship at All Out? And Clyde, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. What do you think about the AEW having their very own women's championship very soon here, brother?
Oh, I'm all for it, man. Most of the time when I'm viewing WWE, anytime the ladies are on, I'm a little more interested, man. I tend to blow the horn for them a little more. I just love everything they do, man. Kudos to AEW for doing what's already being done, a revolution in women's wrestling.
And Tony, do you have any thoughts on AEW or the new AEW Women's Championship that Brandy Rhodes announced today?
I definitely think it's going to be something that's fantastic. Now, I was hearing something about AEW blocking the competitors of going to the G1. I wasn't too sure if you have any knowledge on that.
Yeah, I think that they're, I think that AEW is kind of between a rock and a hard place on that too, because of like NJPW has a pretty good partnership with ROH, and ROH is definitely North American competition, for AEW. So I think AEW is kind of not wanting to let their stars work the North American leg of the G1. So that basically means that when the show kicks off in Dallas, Texas, you're not going to see Johnny Moxley there, brother. But the following event, the B card, I don't know if that's the following night or the following weekend. I believe it's in Tokyo. Johnny Moxley will be there, brother. And Clyde, here's what I wanted to get your thoughts on, brother. I don't know if you had a chance to see SmackDown the other night, but I know you love Kofi Kingston. And did you have a chance to see Kofi and Seth team up? I guess, WWE's fully utilizing this wild card rule. I thought it was pretty cool to see these two guys team up for a match against KO and Sami Zayn. What you think about all the madness out there, brother? Best 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm sure you like the way the match kicked off.
Yeah, beautiful match. Kofi come right out of the gate, got the pin there. Him teaming with Seth, man, after I watched a little bit of it, I felt like I needed a bath, a shower, or something. It just didn't feel right, man. You know how I am with Seth, man. To me, he should be a villain. I think he's such a better villain, but that's just me. But I like it, man. See the 2 top champions, but in my opinion, Kofi's leagues above Mr. Rollins.
And Tony, did you have a chance to take in SmackDown? And if so, what do you think about this wild card rule? Do you like seeing the champions bounce back and forth? Do you like seeing the main stars on television, bounce back and forth? Or are you kind of more, for a more diverse product, and do you want to see more stars on television, brother?
No, I enjoyed the back and forth. That's only because for me, the way I look at it is more of a backing up for each other. I actually like, I agree with the, with Steph being the more of a bad guy. To me, that seems more of his natural self, his natural role, being the bad guy. Who knows? You never know. You may see champion versus champion. That would be something good to see. Because it seems like, as you see, with all the share shots he's been giving, everyone, I kind of like that, know?
Yeah, I like seeing the edge to Seth too, brother. I totally agree about that. And Clyde, do you like seeing Seth with the chair or without, brother, in his hand? Which one do you like better?
I would like to see him without the title and back as a heel, man.
What
That's
about the
my
chair?
whole stand.
What about the chair, though? Do you like him with the chair or without the chair, brother? That's what
The chair, yeah, you know what? I'm digging the chair. It shows a little more aggression, man. But like I can't say it enough, man. There's something about that snarky heel that he used to be that I thought was really a lot better.
Tony, was you going to chime back in, brother?
Yeah. To me, it kind of feels like maybe they're going back to the old way a little bit more extreme. You know, to pick up ratings and stuff like that. And I kind of like the aggression. You know, I like to see more of the aggression. I understand it's family orientated, but I like more of the aggression.
Yeah, I agree. You know, even though you want to be family oriented, because I do watch with my son, and he's very young, so I do want to, I don't want to see any bra and panties matches in WWE.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I do like seeing the chair shots. I like seeing the riskier maneuvers, the higher risk styles. I enjoy that kind of wrestling. You know, I just want to see it, done as safely as possible, of course. So I think WWE has room to ratchet it up a little bit. And like you was saying there, dude, why not do it? And I don't know if you guys seen the pictures floating around on Facebook this week from this week's SmackDown event, but man, when they showed the non-camera side of the arena, that place looked empty. I don't know exactly where it was this week, and forgive me for not knowing off the top of my head, but I don't know, did you guys, either one of you guys, Clyde, did you see the pictures floating around Facebook?
Yeah, I believe that was special effects or magic. I'm not sure that was real, brother.
Yeah, because I've never been to a WWE event that's not sold out. Tony, did you see the pictures floating around? And if you've been to any WWE events, haven't they always all been pretty much sold out?
Yeah, I always see it's pretty much sold out. I mean, that's something that's huge. No matter what the ratings are, or people want to see WWE, it's the love, that they have with WWE. I just don't see it. I just don't buy it. I just don't. I believe that, they sell out no matter what.
Yeah, so the pictures,
no matter what, they sell out.
The pictures might have been doctored, guys. So maybe we're dealing with, this is going to roll us in what we're going to wrap up this segment with, and I've kind of been dying to hop in all this with you. Maybe there was a, what do you say, conspiracy?
My God, Jerry McRone.
Was there a conspiracy with them photos there? Did someone alter them? And if they did, let's talk about, I don't want to talk about the photos, but let's talk about a few conspiracies in wrestling, gentlemen. Y'all want to hop into this?
Yeah, that's good to me.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's touch on this one tonight. And Clyde, every few months or a few weeks from now, we got to have a segment where we touch on some of this stuff, kind of hop into, just some of the, who knows if this stuff's true or not, but it's definitely fun to touch on. Here we go. What about the black eye on Hulk Hogan, guys, at WrestleMania 9? Do you guys recall that? Hulk Hogan had a black eye. Was it the advertisement of the event show? Was the Bret Hart, defending the championship against Yokozuna? Yet Hogan walked out of Caesar's Palace with the belt. And, Hogan walked out with that black eye, and they claimed that DiBiase uses millions of dollars to hire some goons to attack the Hulkster and cause the injury. But, rumor is that he got his black eye after a brawl with Randy Savage, after some stuff that might not have should have been going on between Hogan and Miss Elizabeth. And, Tony, I don't know if you're not familiar with this or not, but if you are, brother, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think their history, between Hogan and Savage goes back for many years, especially when you involve Miss Elizabeth. There are things sometimes that are behind the scenes that, that the fans just don't know, but, you get people who have better eyes than what we do pretty much know the dirt that happens. It's, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that, as fans, we wish we know more in detail, but they only give the bits and pieces what they want to.
Yeah. Clyde, what's your thoughts, brother? What do you think about the whole, this whole angle here, brother?
Well, I hate to promote violence, but I want to believe that Macho Man and Bret Hart just took turns punching him in his eye, brother. That's how I want to believe it.
Okay, well, here's another conspiracy, which is, just truly infamous, I guess, in WWE history. And who does not know about the pipe bomb?
Oh, yeah.
I do not know the
pipe bomb? I never heard about the pipe bomb.
Okay, well, the pipe bomb was like an infamous CM Punk, promo on Monday Night Raw. I believe it was in June of 2011. Don't quote me on that, but the basic thing of it was, was it scripted or was it not scripted? He basically sat down and kind of called WWE out to the point to where his mic was turned off. And there's various theories on this promo. And Clyde, since you do know a lot about it, what's your thoughts on the CM Punk pipe bomb promo?
Oh, I loved it, man. Actually,
was it? But was it? What do you think? Was it a work or not, brother?
I think it was what was said that CM Punk went to Vince and said, give me a chance to go out here and say what I'm really thinking, and give me a chance to air my grievances for real. And he went out there, and the rest was history. CM Punk never looked back. He could come back Monday night and it'd blow the roof off the place, brother.
Tony Sisco, do you think that WWE fans would go crazy to see CM Punk?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. CM Punk was one of the most lovable wrestlers out there. His skill set is phenomenal. I would like to see him come back and, and duke it out with, how can I say, what's his name? With, oh my God. I'm sorry. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
That's okay,
I apologize.
brother. You know what? We have brain farts all the time on this show. We both do. Clyde and myself both do. And actually, let's just go ahead and hop into this final one for today's show. Here's what I was wanting to touch on you guys with. And this is another.
Yeah, I would like to see. Now wait a minute. I would like to see CM Punk and Y2J go at it.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
Oh yeah, I pretty much think at this point, if he does sign anywhere for whatever reason, I'm just leaning AEW. I think that's if we do see this guy anywhere again, I think it will be in AEW for whatever reason. I don't know. Cody's been floating a few little things out there too lately. I guess you guys seen that where he said he would not that he puts AEW above CM Punk or something like that. So he's kind of why would you kind of even mention something like that if something wasn't possibly in the works? Just leave it at that. But let's talk about this. The Bruiser Brody murder cover-up. What do you guys think about that? What was it? He was in Puerto Rico, I believe, and he was murdered in a shower after an event, or before an event. He was stabbed, and I believe it was Invader #1, Jose Gonzalez, I believe. He claims he defended himself, and he was never had any charges pressed against him. And Clyde, I guess we've seen, everybody's seen the rumors and the back and forth on this. You've seen the TV specials and the documentaries, and there's still so many unanswered questions. And I would just love to hear your take on it, Clyde. Do you think that Bruiser Brody initiated this conflict by requesting some money that was owed to him, or do you think that Invader #1 just went there and cold-blooded murdered Brody, brother?
From everything I heard, they went into the shower room, and that's where everything went down. Man, I'm kind of on the fence. I think I really think that Invader won. I believe he got away with murder, man. I really believe that. But at the same time, I don't know if the guy could have been intimidated. Maybe Bruiser Brody grabbed him. I don't know, man. I'm out there.
And Tony, what? Are you familiar with the Bruiser Brody situation? And if not, that's cool. But do you have any thoughts, on that?
Very little. But I would say, it's just heated blood between two guys, and they don't get along, and unfortunately things happen, and it's a matter of proving it. But it's sad, you know what I mean? When you take a look at the wrestlers of what happens to certain wrestlers, it's a sad situation.
It's tragic more than anything, absolutely. And Brody was known for being a hothead too, so you can't overlook that fact. All right, guys.
So let me ask you.
What's that, brother? Go ahead.
Do you think there'll be a bidding war between AEW and WWE for CM Punk?
I don't. I think Vince would. I know Vince is probably not. very fond of Punk, and I don't think Punk is very fond of Vince. But if the price is right, I think anybody can come together and do business. And I'm pretty sure Vince would open up his checkbook and pay a king's ransom to re-sign Punk. And I don't necessarily think it'd be a bidding war, because I don't think Punk is necessarily interested in returning to WWE, because I'm pretty sure he's had that chance in the past that if he wanted to. So I think that it's basically if CM Punk wants to come to AEW or not. I think that's the only question to be answered right now. That's just my personal opinion. Clyde, do you have any thoughts on that?
I could see Vince. He's brought guys back that have sued him in the past. He's brought back, this and that. I can see him definitely trying. I heard this rumor, I don't know how true it is, that Vince McMahon actually follows CM Punk on Twitter. So,
oh wow,
who knows what?
We
who
all
knows
know.
What's going on?
Cue the X-Files music again, because we all know that WWE has the password to all of their Twitter accounts. The corporate people do. I'm sure they even have Vince's. That means they're sending tweets out for people all the time to create storylines. So we don't know what's going on with that either, brother. But let me say this: our back's against the wall. We got to take a break real quick. Tony Cisco, thank you so much for taking a few moments to join us today on That Wrestling Podcast. And actually, we're gonna wrap the show up today on this note. Tony, do you have any closing thoughts or anything you want to plug on the way out, brother?
Yes, I would like to say, first of all, Kofi Kingston's Army is number one. Number two, I would like to see WWE, up their game, more creative control for the wrestlers to do, rather than holding them back.
Yeah, well said, brother. I agree with that too. Why not? And I've heard, grumblings actually that now WWE is coming to their wrestlers and telling them to bring their creative team more edgy storylines. I just read that today, so that's pretty interesting. If that's not a rumor and that's true, that's some good news. And Clyde, do you have any closing thoughts today, brother? You want to put a bow on today's episode?
Yeah, man. Everybody out there listens. I hope you enjoy and subscribe and check us out. And Mr. Cisco, it's an honor and a privilege to have you part of the show and part of the team, brother.
Yeah, folks. Thank you out there so much for listening. Check us out on the web, thatwrestlingpodcast.com. Also, check us out on Facebook. You can find us at That Wrestling Group, and also various other places, including the Kofi Kingston Army, one of the biggest, fastest-growing groups in all of the Facebook group land, brother. And if you like us, put us over. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. It's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one. And you can't teach that. Rolex wearing, limousine driving, airplane flying. Woo!
Carlito, Caribbean, cool.
Ow!
You win them in the ring, you lose them in the ring.
The best there ever is, the best there ever was, the best there ever is. The following is a paid advertisement. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any claims, guarantees, or products in this ad. Hey ladies out there, you having trouble getting somebody to pay you a few dollars? Well, contact Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services today. Intervention.
You need us to intervene, smack a couple guys around, no problem.
Mediation, we can mediate your problem today. Protection.
You need your money, you need it now. We'll go find them, smack them around, nobody's gotta know a thing.
That's Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services, also known as PIMP. The following is a paid advertisement for Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020. As a local business owner for over 20 years, Dick Drizzle has helped to provide jobs and stabilize our economy. As a city councilman, his Clean Streets initiative have our streets cleaner than ever, and we now have our very own 5K marathon. His humble beginnings and modest lifestyle keeps him connected to the people that matter most. Dick Drizzle, his policies work for you. Vote Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020.